Hey Hero fans, we'll get started in a second here. Let me find my live stream on the phone here so I can watch your guys' comments come in. So give me a moment while I find them. Let's see. Work. It's not showing my live stream so I can see myself to see your guys' comments. There it is. Hooray! Oh, come on. Skip the ad. Skip the ad. There we go. Let's see if you guys can hear me now. Hello, testing. Perfect. I can hear it. All-right, so we have got word that there is going to be some PowerCon exclusives, and I'm looking at these, and they're like, oh, we got the what do you call it? The Horde Trooper, and it looks like it's going to be a black Horde Trooper, so that's kind of cool. Hey, Master Far, thanks for joining us. Hey, Adam of Grayskull, Dean, and then it shows we got Hordak in blue. We got the Faker, but it has the cool eyes, so it's the India version. And we got the robot that we did not get included, or I've never gotten as a figure before, with the castle. So let's take a look and see the breakdown of what we're going to get. So first thing is a 4-pack for the Horde, and it's $150 plus shipping and handling. And this pack is a black Horde Trooper, a blue Hordak that's kind of a crazy blue, and look, he's got some kind of weapon arm here too, so it's a little different. Then we got a black-faced Grizzlor, and then a red Horde Trooper. Now, the red and the black ones were made as customs a long time ago that you could buy. Where do you get your tools to use? Not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about tools for computer stuff or tools for when I do my customs? So let me know and I'll answer the question. So this makes me to believe that obviously Horde Troopers are coming out soon, so we should see some Horde Troopers coming out. We already have Hordak, and we should see a not black-faced Grizzlor, I'm guessing, and so that's kind of cool. So out of these four, what are you guys first are most excited about? Is it Grizzlor, the furry beastie monster? Is it they're going to get Horde Troopers and you're going to start doing your troop building? Is it well, we've already seen Hordak, so I guess that's not that exciting. I wish they would have given him the Filmation head though instead, or changed that up. So it looks like it's the same head as we got already, but the arm is cool. Having the special cannon arm, that's kind of a cool thing. Looks like the glove might be different too. I'm not sure. I should go grab my Hordak figure and take a look. Alright, let's go ahead and keep going. I want King Randor. King Randor would be cool. Mattel's quality and origins is bad. The paint, the arms break, knees snap off, boots mismatched or duplicated. I was such a big fan of this launch, and besides the poor distribution, Mattel has failed. Frank, I'm sorry to hear you feel that way. They are inexpensive figures, but there are lots of issues. But there are with most manufacturing things. So let's see. Let's take a look and continue on. Pack number 2. Here is the Faker reveal. And we're going to get the Faker and this cat. And look at the cat. You can see they've made a new head for him. Wish you can rotate this around and look at it. And then we got Faker with the Indian eyes. And then we have the big old claws onto our Faker. That is so cool looking. Now this too was only made in a custom a long time ago, and they called it names like was it Frady Cat, I think? I don't know. That was the Scareglow one. I'm not sure what they called this one. You guys want to post in the comments, you can, and see if you know what they are. Why does it have to be 150? There's literally no reason. Well, when it comes to PowerCon exclusives, as you guys know, there's less of them made, and that's why they're so expensive. I know. It sounds kind of ridiculous. So let's see. 150 divided by 4. Somebody do the math for us. I just happen to have a device right here I can ask. 150 divided by 4. That is 37.5 per figure. So we're looking at almost twice the price, a little over twice the price per figure. Now, if one of these happens to be a deluxe, for instance, like maybe a Hordak for some crazy reason, then of course it's less than half. But you're right, it is pretty spendy for what you're getting. But we already know that with the PowerCon exclusives, they are always extra spendy. And these are $60 a piece, which surprisingly is really not too much considering you get a Battle Cat too, because the Battle Cat's normally 23 because he's not flocked, 24 let's say, plus 15. So 24 plus 15 is 5 and 5 is 10. The 2 carry the 1, $40. So normally it would cost you $40 to get these individually anyway. So a little more expensive. And then the last set, and probably the one I'm most excited about, $30 each, which really I don't think is bad at all for this set, considering what you get with it. And that is you get the robot finally. The colors are kind of wonky, but whatever. You get the Spirit of Grayskull. I've been trying to make one of these myself for a while. Now I can just forget about that. And you get the actual Will of Souls. And look, this little slot right here just slides right onto that floor of that castle. So this will go under the castle. This will go on top of the castle. It's funny, just this morning in my shower, I was trying to figure out how to make my dungeon fit in there using the same type of idea. That's hilarious. Well, now I know why we have that cutout there where the sticker goes. It's not for the sticker to sit perfectly flat. It is for this to slide into place, probably is why they designed it in the first place. So the question is, are they going to release this again in a different pack later on for non-exclusives? Because, you know, these are totally all new tooling. And this is made to slide on the Castle Grayskull in that area it's already chopped out for it. I'd find it hard to believe they're not going to release this again later. And if they don't, shame on you, Mattel, because this is just too cool to not have released later again. But for $30, this is not bad. I personally am probably not going to buy all the exclusives. I'm probably going to focus on the last one because that looks very cool. I probably have to talk my wife. It looks like a naked tree. Nice then, Brown. I'll probably have to talk my wife into going to PowerCon this year because these are some pretty cool exclusives. So let me see your guys' comments. Let's see what we got here. Why didn't we get these 3 things with the castle to begin with? Master Far, that is the question of the day, right? Why didn't they forget giving us the Winged Sorceress and give us some of these? You know? At least the robot guy, you know, that'd be kind of cool to get. I'm definitely going to get hopefully 2 of these because I'm probably going to use the pieces to make my custom one for a classic size. You know, obviously the head and parts of the chest and stuff. So I'll probably be getting more than one of these because, as you guys know, I was in the middle of making them, but now I can use this head off this guy way easier. My job's already half done. Yeah. Especially when you design the set around something you cannot buy. I know. So I'm really hoping they release this separately. They have to. Come on. Come on, Mattel. Master Far, I feel your pain. Hans Lolo, I like your name, man. That's cool. He also mentioned that the Lords of Power are starting to get released separately. So he's hopeful that we'll get these too. So we'll see. Master Far, take a breath, man. Breathe. And remember, man, life is not over. We are alive. Things are good. This is just one small hiccup in life. We will be fine, man. And, you know, with your exercise you've been doing lately, just use those skills you learned during exercise to release your stress and let it go, man. And it'll be fine. Like people were saying, they may release these later on. Yes, it kind of stinks the way Mattel's been distributing things lately, but we'll see. So, let's take a look at these again, do a recap. So we're going to get Horde Troopers, I'm almost positive, otherwise we wouldn't have these 2. We got the red and the black. Not a big sell point for me. You know, the only thing that's kind of cool is Grizzlor. We're going to get him anyway. I don't need the black-faced one, so for me, this is a pass. Not a big... Like, I'm not like, I gotta have this one. And so, actually, I did hear they're losing the rights, but I don't know if I believe that or not. I know that we'd heard that from Toy Guru, but I find it hard to believe they're actually losing their rights when things are just stacking up. And if you look at the actual cards, it actually says that all the copyrights belong to Mattel. So I'm not sure. Even the Super 7 stuff said Mattel on them, so that's really strange. I'm guessing it's just the movie rights, but what do I know? I don't know. Alright, so let's look at the second set and recap. So this is cool, but again, for me, not 100% required. You know, I'm already getting a faker. I don't think the hero needs the cat. It never made a lot of sense to me to have a robotic cat. But it is cool, but not $60 cool. And so for me, it's the last set. This set is the Clincher. This is the one I'm going to have to get. The Spirit of Grace, so cool. Now, granted, I'm going to take this and put it in my Classics castle, definitely. And like I've said, I want to take one of these and rip it apart and turn it into a Classics version, because that's just too cool to pass up. Of course, it will require some cool paint for the helmet. Oh, you guys are killing me. Master Farr, you do need to get the castle. It is cool. Check out my video review. Actually, you've probably already seen it, knowing you, because you watch all my stuff, and I do appreciate it. Faker got the better head than the He-Man standard version. Let's take a look what you're talking about. So let's go back up and take a look. Oh yeah. Now what's weird is even the Faker they're releasing gets this head, which is so weird to me that they're giving Faker the normal release this head and not the head that they started at the beginning. So I'm almost wondering if we're going to start seeing this head now for all He-Man figures in the near future, and that they gave up on the other head because of fans complaining or something. Because if Faker's supposed to be, you know, He-Man in disguise, or he's supposed to look like He-Man, just, you know, a robot in disguise. There we go, robots in disguise. Anyway, if he's supposed to look like He-Man, and if my grandkid's playing with him, he's like, this looks nothing like He-Man. What are you talking about, Grandpa? So, yeah, I'm hoping that we either do get a Faker with the old head, or they decide just to go this route completely and start having all the He-Man heads this way, and maybe even give us a weapons pack of replacement heads to fix our other He-Man figures we have. So I know Battle Armor He-Man has it, and people are buying lots of Battle Armor He-Mans just for the head. Just seems kind of crazy to me. Let's see. This is just a cash grab from Mattel. Otis the Bulldog. I like your thinking. You probably are right. Because, you know, you think about it, they are big business and their goal is to make money. So, yeah, probably a lot of this is just a cash grab. But remember, too, that we got Val and those guys. They probably put their ideas in for these cool custom figures. Or, not custom. These cool figures for PowerCon, and they probably sat around a table deciding, okay, what would be the coolest exclusives to have, and Blue Hordak, yay, you know. But then, does this mean then we don't get these on regular release? So in his, yay, let's get these, did they end up, you know, sticking it to us in the long run? Because the black one's cool. You know, I could see getting a black Horde Trooper, you know, because some of you guys actually use the snake one to make your own black Horde Trooper. The eyes are kind of strange on her, though. It has like this weird little extra... I guess not. It's just the black one looks strange. This one looks normal because it has the rim around it. That's what it is. It's just the rim around it. Now, it looks like this might be a button. I wonder if we're going to get the exploding feature with it. Wouldn't that be cool if we got the exploding feature with it? Anyway, let's go and take a look at your guys' questions. Faker has the Scepter of Skeletor. Let's take a look at that, Max. And if you take a look, sure enough, you can see he does have Hordak's, or not Hordak's, Skeletor's Havoc Staff, and he has the belt with the hanging down feathers too. So there we go, kind of like some kind of thing from Rome or something, right? The thing's hanging down. I know they're not supposed to be feathers, but people sometimes turn upside down and make it to like a headband, and they don't know how it's supposed to go on. So it's always kind of looked like feathers to me and not leather straps hanging down with metal balls on the end like it's supposed to be. But that is kind of funny. Is that Hordak just the release head? So you know what? I am going to go grab my Hordak. I'll be right back. I'm going to put it on my favorite picture before I do so you guys can stare at this while I go grab my Hordak really quick. Alright, I am back. Here is the Hordak right here. You know what? I'm just going to full cam this thing. Hold up. Ugh, I gotta see my ugly mug. Large. Anyway, here is the Hordak here. And if you take a look at his head, it looks like it's one piece in this actual figure right here. There's the camera. It's one piece in this actual figure right here. And it's kind of organic looking, as opposed to robotic looking. Now let's go look at the other head. So let me go back to my screen capture. And let's close this one and you know, it might be a different head. He does have the chin right here. Let me zoom this on up here. And it's hard to tell if it's separate or not, but you know, I think it actually is the same head, just painted different, because we have the lines right here on the side of his head right here, and he has the lines on the screen the same way. This angle looks pretty sharp right here. Let's take a look and see. Yep, he's got the sharp angle there too. It's just painted black, so it's hard to see. And he has this divot right here in his chin the same way, both in the figure and in this one, and the same cutout here. So it's just a different paint job on the same head. It's not a new head. It's just a different paint job, and they painted this blue on top. So yeah, it is the same head. It's just a different paint job. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at some of your guys' questions again. Mattel had one job. One job, Mattel. One job. I gotta admit, though, some of their figures are pretty cool. I mean, I'm really enjoying. You know, it's funny. As you guys know, I do a lot of customs, and I was sitting around, and I had these parts sitting on my desk. So I made myself a bobblehead-looking Battle Cat, because I had him just sitting around on my desk. I thought that was kind of funny. For those who are subscribed to my Instagram, you've probably already seen this. But they were just sitting here, and so I just kind of threw them together. You can see the size difference in the head from the Mega Constructs to the Battle Cat head. But yeah, I thought that was kind of... I know, I digress. Sorry about that, you guys. I just was having fun one day just sitting around here on my desk. But anyway, let's get back to... I don't think any of this line looks good. Dean, that's okay. And you know what? Not everything's for everyone. I mean, for me, you guys know classics is my thing. I mean, obviously, I love classics. Here is my Roboto that I've kind of done some conversions on, you know, throwing the helmet on, adding the USB stick to his back, you know, all kinds of stuff. And you know, so for me, Origins is just a distraction figure for my grandkids to leave my classics alone. So they are kind of fun to play with and kind of fun to customize and fun to mess around with. But in reality, it's when the grandkids come over, they're not attacking my cool classics, and I could pull them out, and that's why I got the Castle Grayskull, so that I can pull that out and they can set it up and have fun and playing. And it's funny as my grandson, my second from my youngest grandchild, he when he was over, I had the old castle, I didn't have the new one yet, and he was sitting there and banging on the door, and I showed him how the key worked, which was actually the sword, and he had a lot of fun. It was cool. At least classics clearly and exclusive and easier to get. Yeah, classics were easier because it's right online at Matty Collector, and as long as you got it, except for Fisto, right when it came out, a lot of times you could pre-order it ahead of time. Now, Fisto, of course, had some issues. The beginning of the line had issues too, if you remember. We had Merman sell out like in 28 minutes or something. Everyone's freaking out. Merman's gone! So they then released the second batch of Merman, you know, and then Faker sold out really quick too, and they had to release a second Faker as well. And it was just kind of crazy how some figures just poof. And it was funny because He-Man sat on there for so long. It was months and months and months. It's like nobody really bought a bunch of them. And then when they started releasing the other characters in the line, snap, 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 you know, and you had to be on there just waiting right at noon, you know, and or 11 o'clock depending on your time zone, or 9 o'clock depending on your time zone, just to get the Matty Collector, see the red screen of death, because the website was just locked up hard, and then if you were lucky you would get in. And I remember running like you know, multiple computers trying to get the figures, calling my friends, having them try to get it too, and whoever got it first would order enough so we could all share the spoils. And I remember I found out that, you know, maybe sometimes a Mac would hook on quicker, sometimes this browser would hook on quicker. It was just craziness. So yeah, towards the end with the subscription model, it was pretty easy to order. Before that, trying to order them separately, I remember trying to get Titus. My wife and I were on vacation, and that morning, trying to get Titus was just crazy, and my credit card got charged like 3 times, and then we couldn't pay for our hotel because now it was maxed out. It was like, and I actually messed up my vacation trying to get Titus. And I remember also trying to get the original Hordak. My wife and I again were on vacation. It came out in June. It was the June release, and I think we were in Hawaii or something. And because of 3 hours difference, I had to get up at like 6 in the morning to order Hordak, and I ordered the most I ever ordered that time. I ordered 6 of them, you know, and I remember sitting there in our hotel trying to hurry and get these figures on Matty Collector to get my Hordaks in. It was crazy. All right. Yep, decoys. They are the kids' decoys. So when they, you know, want to play classics, I pull out the Origins. Here you go. Here's Skeletor. See, it looks just like the other Skeletor. Hopefully they don't figure it out someday, because they do play rough. They do the old smashing, bashing of the paint scraping off, and it's like, no, don't scrape the paint. All right, let's go ahead and see what some of your guys' questions are. How old are you since you have grandchildren? That is a good question. I actually am a lot older than I look. My oldest granddaughter is 13, and my oldest boy is 30, almost 34. He'll be 34 here pretty quick. And I have 4 kids, 4 grandkids. I got a big family. My wife and I are coming up on 35 years of marriage this year. So, yep, I know. People always think I'm younger. My son hates it because people think we're brothers. And he's like, we're not brothers. So it's kind of funny. Let's see. I pray his figures will hold up for 30 years like the originals did. That mostly had broken and rotten leg bands and a bit of paint fade. The new ones, I doubt they will. We shall see. Frankly, I hope you're right as well. These seem to be pretty tough, you know. I mean, yes, we've had problems with the elbow joint snapping and the knee joint snapping, but I think other than that, as long as you get them freed up, you know. Now I can see these parts inside here, if you keep pulling them apart like Lego or something, will eventually break. Like that arm just came off way too easy. So those little tabs inside there, especially the waist connection one, you can see these little 3 tabs that are in there can break really easy. So yeah, if you keep pulling them apart all the time, they're not going to last very long. But I think if you don't keep pulling them apart, I think they will last the test of time. But we'll see. But I think, you know, that's the main key, is not ripping them apart all the time. Even pulling the head off all the time causes strain and stress right on the neck on both sides with a... So you can see this, when I pull this head off, it takes a little more pressure than you'd want, and every time you pull it off, the inside ball puts strain and stress right here on both sides and almost breaks the seams. I've already had a couple Origins, the seams have started to break from pulling the heads off and on. And so, you know, that could be an issue too if you get somebody who keeps re-altering them around. Yeah, Jeff, these are pretty cool, nice reveals. I can't wait to see some more. Some of you guys have just recently joined. For those that have, PowerCon has released some news on 3 different sets they're going to release. The first reveal is going to be a Horde Trooper type set where you get 2 Horde Troopers that are special colored, blue Hordak and black face Grizzor. The second pack is going to be the Faker pack, and it's the Leo pack. Oh, Duplicat. There's his name right there. Duplicat. And, you know, that's a pretty cool looking duo as well. And the last release is the one I'm most excited about, and this is for the Origins castle, and this just slips right on the side next to the castle door, right, so the pit will, so somebody falls through the door, they'll land on top of this. So, and it looks like this might open. I'm guessing there's a hinge right there, so that's a cool feature too. You can see there's some little spot to put your thumbnail into or something right there in the front, and there's a hinge right here. So technically you could drop somebody into the dungeon that's only, you know, ½ inch tall, but, you know, with imagination it could be a bottomless pit. So I think this is the coolest one, and of course the Spirit of Grayskull, and I like that it's taller than the figure. I mean, these figures are 5½ inches, and I'm hoping this is to scale together and not taken separately. And so that means we're talking 5, 6, 6½, maybe 7 inches tall. So that's pretty cool. I have a half robot faker head, and the new adventure Skeletor looks amazing. Yes, that's a great way to do it. In fact, if you guys take a look, you guys could probably find the new adventure Skeletors pretty cheap. They're still out there right now if you want to get those heads for your fakers. Do you think Mattel will make more of an 80s Skeletor head than the Battle Armor Skeletor or the Rise of Evil? You know, I'm not sure. I think this is probably going to be as good as we get. This is the head that came with Battle Armor Skeletor. Of course, I yanked it off right away and stuck it on there because I wanted it to look, you know, that way. Hordak and his red and black soldiers look beautiful. Max, that's a good point. They do look really cool. But again, to me, it's not worth the price, but they are really cool looking. So I like the black one better than the red one. The red one's kind of weird looking. It looks like someone took a negative picture or something, but the black one, yeah, definitely looks cool. Why are they putting the vintage-inspired head on Faker? He-Man and Prince Adam having the same Sean Penn head. Now I gotta buy 2 Battle Armor He-Mans just to get the vintage-looking head. Yes, that does stink. In fact, I'm hoping that some of our friends who cast parts will cast some of the regular He-Man heads in blue, just so we can have the Faker head correct. Because I actually kind of like the Sean Penn head, you know? I mean, granted, I do have other He-Man heads too, that I use all the time, but, you know, that head does have a certain stylistic look to it. It's kind of fun. Actually, it's funny. There's this girl I work with sometimes, and she actually looks like that He-Man head that you guys say looks like Sean Penn. And before it was released, when I was really wanting to get that cool new He-Man, I would look at her and I would laugh inside, because she'd have the same kind of facial. She's a little shorter, so her face was a little scrunched a little bit, but she had that same facial look. It was kind of funny. It just cracked me up. All right, the gummy armor that you use in the new ones, I wonder. Oh, that's a good question. You are right. This armor is kind of gummy, and I wonder that too. That's a good point. I never even thought of that this armor may not survive. So that will be something to watch. I would suggest not storing these in a place where there is not good circulation, because that's a good point. These probably will break down over time. As we have seen some heads in the past break down over time on the 80s figures that were made of softer rubber. Guaranteed dry rot. Zen Wolf to see. Hebrew Google Custom Faker Copycat. Faker is a discrete model. Playing Streets of Rage. Yes, Axel's my favorite, man. How much are these? So Jeff, you've seen the prices. I'll go back and look again in case you guys didn't see them. The first set's $150. The 2-pack is $60. And the set that I want is $30. So I don't think this is bad at all. I think this is a little high, and I think this is ridiculous. So those are my own questions. Yep, the 4-pack will be $37.50 per figure. That is crazy. Gamerbud says, I also like the new Origins head. If they don't put it out on the new Origins head or something, doesn't make a custom, want to make a custom one. we can buy it and just gonna buy another Origins He-Man and hand paint. That is a good option there, Gamer Bud. You could hand paint your Faker head blue. I have found it's sometimes kind of difficult to get the blue to match just right, and I've seen some people make pretty shiny, weird looking heads, but as long as you keep it matte, it will look really cool. Let's see, Jackson Shepard said, I've been playing Streets of Rage fan game that replaces the characters with Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's cool. Same with Hordak. I'm just going to get a second one and paint it myself to look like Filmation. Yeah. Gamer Bud, that is a great idea. Gamer Bud, if you want, find me on Facebook. I want to see some of your customs. It sounds like you know how to make good customs, so I kind of want to see some of the stuff you've done. To find me on Facebook, go to he-bro.com. He-bro.com. Let me just show you guys in my window here. he-bro.com. And that will take you to my Hebro site. And once you're there, here's my Facebook link right here. Here's my YouTube link. Here's some of my cool customs. And here's my Shapeboy stuff. And I got a spot for futures. And you can also become a Patreon if you do well. Right now I have 0 Patreons for some reason. I guess people don't want to be my Patreon. And kind of the story about Hebro and who I am and how this all got started and all kinds of other cool fun stuff. And my O-ring for various repairs is on here too. And so if you guys want to check out my site, he-bro.com. And it's a pretty cool site. Now, this site actually is part of a bigger site that I made years ago. And that is He-Man.us. So if you end up clicking in the links, it usually takes you right to He-Man.us, which is a really old site that I made a long time ago. And it has a whole bunch of really cool stuff from figure fixes and everything else. So you can see we have our figure fix it section, which then goes into how to fix different things. And as funny as, like I said, I made this site years and years ago. You can see back here, the last update was 2015, so that doesn't sound like too long ago, but let's go and pick an older page. And this page was last updated 2010. So you can see it's, as the more back you get, you'll find out some of these ones are kind of old. So there you go. You can check out the cool customs page too, where it talks about different figures that I made that were customs. My lighted Faker, which was a really fun one that I made. So that was kind of cool. I made a Faker eye with 2 LEDs. Anyway, I digress. Let me jump back to the exclusives because that's what we're here for. Alright, let's check out your questions. Does it list all the accessories these PowerCon figures will come with? That is a great question. At the bottom of each one, it does say comes with additional accessories. Final product may differ. So we may see some more accessories. I'm really hoping they do have more accessories, but they haven't revealed what they are yet. I'm hoping we get his staff, their little metal club thing they had in Filmation cartoons, of course. I don't care if we get the Hordak or the Horde Trooper crossbow or not, but I do at least want the staff from the old figure and the staff from the cartoon. That'd be cool. All right, great question. Let's check out some of the questions. Yeah, Chris Allen, they do look really cool. I'm really excited about some of these figures. I mean, I think some people are just going to love some of these figures when they come out. I mean, I know... Okay, someone said that Google Copycat. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what we've got. Copycat He-Man. Now I have to get ready to close this in case something bad comes up, because you never know when you do a Google search on a live feed what's going to happen. Okay, so Pinterest has some stuff come up, and let's take a look at this picture here. You can see that's pretty cool looking. It's got like a robotic leg, a half robotic head. That is really neat looking. Here's another picture of him here. Let's go ahead and open this in a new link so we can get a better look at it. Open image in new tab. There we go. Oh, I should have guessed. It was made by Joe. Yeah, Joe makes some awesome stuff. If you guys didn't know, I believe he's the guy that made a lot of our vehicles too for our classics. So the guy's work is impeccable. Alright, so I guess that's the main one to look at there. Interesting. Someone made a horse too. That's funny. Alright, let's get back to our exclusives. Yeah, his actually looks better than this one. This one looks like you have the claw attack as opposed to a half-ripped Terminator leg. The Terminator. Joe is amazing. He makes some great stuff. Let's see. Your most wanted Origins figure they haven't made yet. Huh. You know, this may sound kind of weird. I want them to remake Hero and Elder in Origins and King Grayskull. I want the Powers of Grayskull line to be in Origins. That would be cool to me. I also want Shirella with the bow and arrow, you know, and I want a different Kildor, one that actually should be from the Pog line, which would be Caucasian instead of blue. So I would like to see some Powers of Grayskull figures released. That would be my dream figures of Origins. But I know we already got them in Classics, so I should be happy. We never got Shirella in Classics, though, but well, we did, kind of. We got the Green Goddess, and they call her Shirella, and technically she should be the same character, just lived for a long, long time. But I actually wanted the Shirella from the box art. That would have been cool. Anyway, let's see if you guys have any more comments. I'm waiting for Mantenna. He was one of my favorite bad guys as a kid. Yes. It's just that they give him actually 4 legs that are actually separately connected, and some kind of control on the back of his neck that have his creepy eyes come out, and that would be cool. So if we get Mantenna, do you want the yellow eyes or do you want the bloodshot eyes? The yellow eyes are Filmation, the bloodshot eyes are the original figure. So let me know which ones you guys would rather have. Hordak versus Skeletor, who wins? Well, if we're talking young Hordak and Skeletor, when Skeletor was Hordak's apprentice, Hordak would win hands down. But now, Skeletor has collected a lot of magical items. He's been fighting He-Man for a while. He's had a lot of experience. He now has more than technical. He has a lot of magic. I think Skeletor would totally wipe the floor with Hordak if he was given the chance, without Hordak's extra minions jumping in or Horde Prime, you know, breaking the fight up. So I think Skeletor would totally kick Hordak now. But you're right, originally Hordak was more evil and, you know, could take out Skeletor, but at this point I don't think so anymore. I think Skeletor has gained the skills. Eric says yellow-eyed Mantenna. I'm sure they'll come out of the Slime Pit and Anti-Eternia He-Man. Yep, hopefully we'll have the Slime Pit He-Man. Hopefully not just as an exclusive. And hopefully he's clear with globular clusters on him. That'd be cool. If they make a Thunder Punch, how would that figure work? Well, it would probably not have caps, obviously. It would just probably have a sling back and release like we saw with the Ice Armor He-Man, where he would throw the disc by clicking him back and then pushing the button, and then he'd choop in one shot punches. That's probably how I'm guessing they'll do it. Let's see, Han Solo. I don't know how you say your name, man. I hope they release the Anti-Eternia Vagrants. They would sell. Yep, that'd be cool. Those custom playsets coming along nicely. Add Grayskull and Snake Mountain looks great. Yep, the playsets are going to be really cool. This is where Skeletor wins. I believe his intelligence is higher than Hordak. Oh yeah, Skeletor is a lot more clever than Hordak. But what do I know? Arcade Cross Kaus? I think you're right, man. Yes, a Horde Zombie He-Man would be awesome. That would be cool. That would be good to have. Dean, nice to know about your customs. Hey, Dean, if you want to show me your customs, again, find me on Facebook, man, and show them off to me. Give me pictures. Let's check them out. I also want the 87 movie characters, but in the origin style, like the ones made for Classics, even though that movie wasn't good. It wasn't good. I still love it, and I am sad missing out on the classic figures. Yeah, that does stink. Gamer Bud, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know what was with that movie. I mean, come on. We went to see He-Man, and we wanted to see, you know, the big transformation scene. You wanted to see Eternia, and they sent him to Earth, and they changed all the costumes. Beastman looked atrocious, and they didn't give us Triclops. Instead, they gave us Blade. They didn't give us Orko. Instead, they gave us that little orange guy, you know. And granted, it is kind of a fun movie to watch now, but back then it was just so disappointing. Alright, the rest of my He-Man figures didn't have a club, but Fisto was dating She-Ra. That's funny. Yep. Oh, didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue, sorry man. So it's kind of hard to read the text on these small screens. Gwildor! Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he was amazing, Gamer Bud, but that's okay. The actor's cool, but it just bummed me out that we didn't have... I'm not a fan of Orko. Don't get me wrong. Those who see my videos know how I feel about Orko. But if they're going to do a He-Man movie, and you're going to have a short character that is sort of magical and has pointy ears, you got to make him Orko. You just can't add fur to him, make a whole new creature we've never seen before, and throw it in the movie. Yes, in the movie, He-Man does yell, I have the power! Completely out of context, yet they had to reference it. It was sad to see as a kid. Yes, but you gotta admit, Dolph, when he did that scene, for me, that was pretty fun. I have the power. Yeah, that was good. Beastman looked like Grizzler, he did. I'm glad they're redoing Evil Lynn with jaundiced skin. Without, yes. And that would be cool for like a 2000X type of version. I mean, Dolph Lundgren just get two of my all-time favorite characters, Punisher and He-Man. Yep, and he was in Rocky. Come on. And he was also in Arrow. I think in some of the Arrowverse episodes too. He played, you know, one of the Russian mob leaders. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, look, it's He-Man. He's playing one of the Russian mob leaders. I thought that was really cool for those that watched the Arrowverse. That was probably my favorite part of the movie. Yeah, when you write power, you got to add a bunch of W. Power! You know, you got to spell it out. John Cessna would be a perfect He-Man in a new movie. You know, I don't know if he would or not. I mean, he would have been, but I think now he's kind of getting to that point. By the time I finish filming, he's a little older, because I think He-Man's supposed to be, you know, right around 28, and John looks like he's in his 30s. I don't know. You guys let me know your opinion. I hope they have a good up-and-coming actor. If you guys seen the latest Legends of Tomorrow, they have a guy who played, what was the role he played? Spartacus. And this Spartacus guy, he looks like he could play He-Man. Let me see if I can find him in Google. I know I'm probably going to find some crazy stuff. Wow, that's atrocious. Okay, maybe it wasn't Spartacus. I don't know what the guy's name was in the Legends of Tomorrow. If you guys can post who it was. It was just on last week. Oh, I gotta be careful scrolling this stuff. You don't know what you're gonna get. Anyway. Let's see if they show it on this website. Yep, I don't see it. Sarah Wakens stealing spacecraft. Shocker, she's in outer space. How left her alive. Oh, yeah, it is Spartacus. Okay. Let me see if I can find it again. Let me just copy this so I got the right spelling. Yeah, they're probably not going to reveal because it's supposed to be a big shocker reveal, so they're probably not going to show it just on the web here. But it's not this guy. Anyway, if you guys see it, it was, the actor was just this big burfy guy, and he'd make an awesome He-Man. So nope. I guess no one took a screenshot of it. It's like that's my mission this week, to find a screenshot of that guy. Alright, let's get back to our exclusives. Alright. He-Man is a mix of Thor and Conan the Barbarian. Yep, and you could probably even throw in Hercules if you wanted to, too. There's a lot of references that are similar to Hercules and He-Man. In fact, if you take a look at the majority of the Masters of the Universe, a lot of them do line up with Greek mythology. You have Merman, and he's like, you know, of course, the guy of the sea. Then you have Skeletor, he's like Hades. And you have He-Man, he's like Hercules. And you have Randor, he's like Zeus. You got all these different things that line up. In fact, when I was younger, I had to learn Greek mythology, and I actually used my He-Man figures to help me learn the different names of the characters in Greek mythology, to try to make it interesting for myself to learn it. So there's actually a lot of correlation between those two that you'll see if you break that down. But of course, they are archetypes, and we've seen archetypes through all different types of storylines. I mean, you even look at Super Friends, you know, you have the main guy, you have, you know, Aquaman, he's, you know, again, anyway, you guys get where I'm going at this. We have archetypes that are copied throughout storylines, throughout all history. Let's see, He-Man is let's see, when I meant about Black He-Man. It's like someone deleted something. Yes, Triple H would have made a great He-Man back in the day. You're right. Now he'd make a cool King He-Man. Because again, H thing. I forgot Samurai with the golden hand name. Yep, Jitsu. It's funny, when my kids were younger, we used to name all the figures because they didn't know the He-Man stories. And Jitsu, they called him $1 Million Hand. So that's what they called him, because he had the golden hand. Alright. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kill this live stream, you guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Let me know in the comments, if you guys are checking in later, which pack you're most excited about. Whether it's the Horde pack, or if it's the Faker pack, or if it's the Grayskull pack. You guys already know my opinion. For me, it's the Grayskull pack. But I want to hear you guys' opinion too, because I've been talking a long time here. And so the PowerCon will be on September 11th, which is probably kind of an ominous day to have it, but I guess they got to pick some weekend. And there you go. All right, thanks for watching. Do check out He-Man.org. They got some really cool stuff on there, and Val has helped the community out for years, so check out his stuff. And I will see you guys next video. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and let me go ahead and play my outro. Bye now.